welcome to Coffee with V podcast. Hence the coffee. So, today I'm going to do something that I normally don't do. But honestly, this has got me feeling some type of way that I feel like I can't just not. Coffee with V is a platform that I created with intentions of advocacy and accountability on a community level. This means that anything from a utility co-op to potholes that we deal with, political candidates, current people, anybody. My state representative is pretty familiar with me. I just contacted our state senator today. I do this because some people don't know how to. And I do this to make sure that the concerns that I see my community having are brought to the attention of the appropriate channels, and that we can try to make a difference and make a change. I've stated before that I'm all about community, and community is everything from my local community to the community of the state that I'm in, which is Michigan. The thing is that this affects all of it. And the way that I say that it affects all of it is because we have a candidate that is working on getting on the ballot currently and is running for governor of Michigan in 2026. Now that candidate is Anthony Hudson. Mr. Hudson and I have communicated via text message, phone call, social media. We've met in person. Now, it started out with I seeing what he was saying on social media and actually could agree with what he was saying. I actually did some videos to kind of push what he was talking about, try and help him out because they interlined. However, I don't know how many know that are not native to Michigan, that are not Michiganders themselves, but we had a once-in-a-lifetime storm hit us the last week of March, and it was an ice storm. Some locals call it Ice-mageddon, some call it the ice apocalypse, but it was bad, and most all of us were without power exceeding 3 weeks. Now, we can normally deal with that, but the issue here was we did not have access to fuel. When you have a power outage, it's kind of hard to be able to pump fuel. There's no way to bring it out of the tanks. No one around us had electricity. Being able to get groceries, water, luckily we had artesian wells around here. Some people were able to get to that. A lot of our roads were impassable, whether it was because of the down trees or the down lines. We lost 3 electrical substations. We lost thousands of miles of transmission lines. We lost thousands of miles of cables for our electrical cables. We lost thousands of miles worth of electrical poles. Our internet was affected by this, and amazingly, it got pulled together pretty well. Like I said, about 3 weeks time was what it took to restore. But in that time, on April 1st of 2025, my family and I decided to evacuate. It was just what we felt we needed to do. We checked out our nearest family and friends and made sure everybody was okay before doing so. And I could not tell you the immense feeling of relief that I had the moment that we hit I-75 and then the moment that we got south of Grayling. We fortunately had my side of the family that was downstate, so we were able to at least evacuate to there. Some people were not so fortunate. Some people don't have family downstate or out of state, or had enough money in their bank account, or didn't have enough fuel in their car. to be able to evacuate. Some people weren't able to get out of their own driveway because they had trees down. So not everybody was as fortunate as we were. Now the other issue is that some people that were fortunate enough to be able to leave their home, their neighborhood, some people went down to Traverse City where they had some vacancies at hotels that were not taken up by linemen that we are so grateful for. Some people went to Mackinac City. Now, Mackinac City has its pros and cons. Is it beautiful? Yes, it is. Is there some amazing small business owners? Yes, there is. Is there some amazing independently owned businesses? Yes, there is. But the issue that has been causing an issue is there is a predominantly known family that owns a large majority of the hotels in Mackinac City. And now I'm going to let you do your own research on this. Just look up the hotels in Mackinac City. You can use Google reviews, TripAdvisor, Mackinac City hotels in the search bar, for YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. You can see what the local community has put on there. You can see what tourists coming up to vacation have put up there. But a lot of people had high hopes back 2 years ago when our Michigan Attorney General got involved with the hotels for bait and switch issues. That was the issue there. But there's been continuing issues that still have not been addressed. And it affects a lot of the tourist base, and especially that way of vacancy of being able to stay somewhere. Independently owned businesses. It affects the employees of those businesses. And it affects the guests. The reviews say it all. There's reviews, there's photos, there's videos. So I'll let you do your own research there. But the other issue that we have is that same area, when everybody lost power and they somehow still had power, people went there to stay until they had power back home the best that they could. And let's just say there was an unexpected increase in charges after the first night stay. Now, getting receipts for that. But until then, I'm going to let you do your own research. I'll bring up the topic. You do your own research. It's all about awareness. So I'll bring it to you just like some people bring it to me. But we're going to get back to the topic of the ice storm and us going downstate. Now, when we went downstate, I have a big heart. So does my husband. He's a local tradesman. He has been a native to Emmett County, Michigan for his entire 34 years of his life. I am what we all jokingly call as an implant. I came up from Lapeer County area. I lived down there for 27 years. I've been a resident of Emmett County for 4 now. I absolutely love everything around here, excepting a few things. But I love our property. I love our neighbors. I love our landscape around us. Everything that the state in this geographical area has to offer is absolutely gorgeous. I went downstate and could not just be like, we're safe, everything is good, let's just wait for power to get restored. My husband couldn't either. My husband ended up working day labor down there. He's a mason. Like I said, he's in the trades. He owns his own company. So he went down there and he worked day labor. So this man was still every single day going out and working. So I couldn't just not do anything. Like, I was grateful that we were safe. I was grateful that we were warm, that it was green out. But I knew how it felt being up here before we evacuated. And I couldn't stop thinking about that. So I started thinking like a parent. I went downstate with my family and I called every thrift shop that I could think of. It's already green down there. It's springtime. A lot of these thrift shops were going to be emptying out their winter inventory. So I started asking thrift shops if they were wanting, able, and volunteering to do so, if they would be willing to gift and donate blankets, sheets, clothes, coats, anything. Was trying to work on charcoal grills, charcoal, flashlights, batteries, gas cans, gift cards, anything, so that we could try and help with fuel, because a lot of places don't accept just the fuel cards. There's worries about scams. So I was like, okay, well, if we get gift cards that people can just have preloaded, then they can use it anywhere. They're not stuck at one specific gas station, which would, again, kind of defeat the purpose, because if you have a Shell gas station card, but unfortunately they don't have power that day, so you can't utilize it, then that did you no good. Yeah, you have the money available, but you have no way of being able to get the fuel. So, gas cards. The other thing that people were worried about was being able to get diapers, baby food, certain types of baby formula. I called the Pregnancy Resource Center in Lapeer. They provided me with so much that I stuffed the whole back of my car and was able to load a table and a half of donations from them. I contacted New to You Consignment. How I managed to get all those donations in my car, I have no idea. Thank goodness they were all in bags, because it was kind of like one big marshmallow. I would have had the safest accident had I gotten in an accident with that car stuffed as full as I did with those bags. It was like one big airbag. Get all these donations there. ABC 12 came out. They ran like a 20-some second news segment. I mean, at least it got out there, but they did not include the name of the church. They did not include any way of being able to contact, like, nothing. So if anybody was interested in donating, they didn't even know where to go, who to contact, how to, nothing. So I believe it was the day or so after I contacted WNEM TV5. They come out, they did an amazing job doing the interview. I grabbed behind the scenes video. So every bit of the interview was recorded for both TV stations. Now, they did air a pretty good amount, and I'm so grateful for that. WNEM TV5, you guys did amazing. Thank you so much. But I'm going to bring you today some videos that I simply grabbed. I did not screen record these. These are off of TikTok. The privacy settings are set to public. I simply hit save video and have applied this to this. So no worries on that. I have followed everything that I'm supposed to. It's not anything where I just grab someone's video and share it without their permission. It has an option to be able to save. So I'm going to be bringing all of these videos in and have you watch them. Now, this is going to be a lengthy video. In some platforms, like, for instance, Facebook and TikTok, I'm going to have to break this video up into parts, because it only allows certain long durations, like 5 minutes, or TikTok, the longest duration is 10-minute videos. So wherever this exceeds 10 minutes, I'm going to put it into another part. This will be on YouTube. I'm going to try and post on X. We're going to do Facebook and TikTok. But this just, and why I say it cracks me up is because Storm Chasers did an amazing job of organizing donations, bringing them up to the people. There was the Eastern Michigan Pantry that did the same. They all went to different areas, but they still came up here. This is a 2026 governor candidate for our state that I informed him that I was going to be doing a news interview with WNEM 5. He asked me if I would like him to come. So I said, sure, why not? I mean, it doesn't hurt. As he gets there, we're doing the interview. I recorded. And I didn't even know it was an option at the time. He tells the news reporter, and then tells me after, that if I have any issues getting these supplies up to our community, which at first I didn't think was going to become an issue, but it did turn into an issue. I have a Toyota RAV. It's 2008, so it doesn't have much space. I had 2 dogs, 3 kids, so my whole car is like maxed out. I had no way of getting them up there unless if somebody helped me. So Mr. Hudson offers in his own words that if I have issues getting these supplies up there, that he will, on his own dime, with his own personal vehicle, get these donations and take them up north. Okay, so no matter what, we'll get them up there. So I thought. So we come back home the day after Easter, so April 21st, and I'm just kind of sulking the entire time because I'm going home, my family is going home, and although everybody's getting their power restored, all of those donations that some independent, individualized people were counting on are still sitting in the basement of Hillside Discipleship Church. Now, my community, when I spoke to them and I told them that I felt like a failure, like I failed them because I did all of that and yet we're up here and all that stuff's down there, they literally told me that, you know what, I did more than most people would have, that I didn't just go downstate. I tried, and at least I gathered donations, although I couldn't get them up here. I'm appreciative of the fact that they feel that way and that they're not as irritated as me as I am with myself. However, another thing that Mr. Hudson said was that us Northern Michiganders always complain that we feel isolated and not heard, and that he wants to have Michigan show us that they hear us, and that there's no community without unity, and that it's people before politics. Well, Anthony, the unity was our local community. And for the outside people that did come in, such as Storm Chasers and Eastern Michigan Pantry, they did their part that they volunteered to do, that nobody expected them to do. But the rest of everything was the National Guard, our utility providers, our senator, our state reps, and our community. We had our community going and putting together pantries, volunteering at warming centers, cutting down trees of roads that were impassable, community members that were looking out for their own neighbors when townships were saying, hey, do you need your oxygen tanks refilled? Bring them on up here and we'll get them refilled for you because you kind of can't breathe without them. And when people were like, well, I can't even get out my driveway because it's impassable, or I don't have any gas left because I had to siphon it out of my car to put it in my generator. What am I supposed to do? And so somebody's husband or some local business owner was kind enough to go on Facebook and ask those people personally how they could get to their house to be able to grab those oxygen tanks, take them up to the township and refill them and bring them back. It's community. These are your future constituents that you're campaigning for. And then when I asked you, hey, by chance, are you still up to getting these donations up north? You tell me, oh, well, I have tennis elbow that I've been dealing with since about the end of February. Now, I understand it. If you got physical things, you got physical things. But you know what? You keep bringing up Trump. Okay? I voted for Trump. All right? I am a Republican. I mean, actually, I would go more with independent, honestly, but at the current time, yes, I am absolutely Republican. I have Republican morals and views as the parties are aligned and currently sitting, okay? So the foundations of the current party. You told me you were dealing with tennis elbow and therefore could not help get the donations up here. I offered my nephew to be able to help you, and you therefore say, well, it has to be around this time because I'm campaigning in Bay City the next day, and then I'm campaigning up in Traverse City, which is right around the governor's breakfast that happens every year. And that you have to conserve gas and all this and that, which you're down in Warren today for Trump's get together. So, I mean, then you're gonna be up here. What was it? This upcoming Saturday, and you're gonna be in Mackinac City, campaigning there, and then you're gonna be somewhere over near Onaway. So you're gonna be up here. I mean, we don't need the donations now, but I mean, I guess it would have worked out for fuel economy to be able to like stuff them in your truck and bring them up here, but we don't need them now. You know, the community unity thing, we're fine now. But don't campaign telling people that it's people before politics when you're more worried about photo ops for storm relief and more worried about campaigning than actually staying by your word. You know, you call out other politicians all the time, and yet because someone's not in bigger politics other than a village council, you're willing to accept money from somebody that literally has already been sued by the attorney general, and most of the locals within a 2-hour radius don't care for because of how they've treated the community since 1950 something and continue to do so. But if your constituents aren't willing to donate to you, so like me, Tom, Gerald, and Marianne over here, aren't willing to donate to your campaign, then somebody like that is willing to donate a substantial amount, then that's what you're going to do, even if their businesses that you can't tell them how to run are affecting their everyday life and every tourist that comes up here. So I hate to say it, but we're going to get to the point here. Do you need to go to local politics first? Like start out in a city council or maybe a county commissioner or something lower? Maybe work as a state representative first before we go into becoming a governor? Maybe that way you can quit feeling like, you know, the Republican Party, your own party, is attacking you when we're being like asking you, what is your plan? Instead of just talking about what is your plan, because some of the stuff you've already talked about, I first-handedly have experienced and witnessed is not the case. You have a background that's on public record that is not as it states. I understand that. Like, there's a story to every single court document. I get it. That's fine. I've never held that against you. But what I will say is that you complain about people being rude. It's politics. Welcome to being a politician. Possibly in the future. Tennis elbow. Yeah, our president, his ear? Where was that intended? But his ear. And yeah, what did he do? He still stood behind his voters, and look at where he's sitting. And the last few videos, man, that you posted, I couldn't hold it in no more. Like I've been kind of stewing on your behavior, your words. I mean, my own experience of you, and trying to see where I stood and where I felt. But you kind of hit the nail on the head today with the videos that you posted. I mean, at this point, I don't know if... I don't know what you would do if you became governor at this point. Because you've showed me that it's all about you just achieving your own personal goal of your own expectations that you've set out. It's not about community. It's not about unity. It's not about people before politics. It's nothing. Like, at this point, I feel like anything that you say is only for the purpose of a video. It's not for the actual purpose of the people. And this isn't the first time you've ran for a government office. Like, your actions are extremely hypocritical, honestly. And at this point, honestly, from what I see, even locally, knowing what I do for a fact, and hundreds of people would be able to verify this, like, with what you told me about, I get you need campaign funds, man, but I mean, you know that saying, not all good, you know, not all money is good money. But just in campaign funds, for what you say your morals are as a Republican, and how you call out other politicians, man, like, you're not even in a political seat yet. Are you already becoming a sellout? Like, I mean, I don't understand this. Like, you complain about solar energy, which I don't stand behind. I don't care for solar energy. It's a crock of shit. But are you going to be the type that, because they're willing to, like, try and get you into a second term if you become governor, that they give you a big enough campaign donation that you're willing to let them set up solar farms? Because that's what we've already been dealing with. I'm just putting up what I see, my opinion, my heartfelt, everything else. This is just absolutely just no. I can't even put it into words except for the words that I've already used. There's a word that I'm looking for and I can't even find it. Anyways, you guys will be able to see it for yourself. There's videos coming up after this. Fix Michigan, bro. I don't see what you're fixing. If I've got it all misconstrued, please. At this point, you can duet this, stitch it, respond to it. Let's put it out in the public air at this point.
AMTHONYHUDSON gubernatorial candidate.
And so, you know, why did you decide to help out with this?
Because this is our state. You know, one thing's for certain, you can't spell community without the word unity. And this is an example, the drive that they're doing here is an example of people coming together, putting people before politics. And I think this is a movement that Michigan needs to really get on board with. My entire campaign is about bringing back local control, communities helping communities, and this is a big push towards that effort. When someone's struggling, we should all pitch in and help out, because we've seen with our leadership that it's not the same. It's not as strong as we the people.
And how did you volunteer?
So I have people that live up north, more so Rogers City area, that have been devastated with trees down that hit their homes. Power's been out for multiple weeks. Having a hard time getting gas for their generator or getting into town to eat food or whatnot. So just part of my nature. The way I was raised was to help and lend a hand, because when someone else is down, they rely on us to step in and help. And even though we're 4 hours away, it doesn't mean that we can't do something. So about 2 weeks ago, I started promoting on my platforms that we wanted to collect gas cards and non-perishable foods, so that we could take them up. And through that effort, V and I had connected, and she told me what she was doing, and I completely volunteered to use my vehicle, my gas, my resources to go up and personally help those who need it up north. And it's not a photo op, it's not there to get publicity, it's there to show people up north who always complain that they feel isolated from the lower part of the state, to let them know that we hear you, we're here to help you. And that's what moves us to do this.
And obviously, you live here in Green Blank. Why, I guess, what would you say, I'm trying to think of how to word this one, what should people up there, kind of like I asked her, know about people down here? I'm so sorry. Let me just completely reword that
Sorry.
one. What should people down here know about what's going on up there?
They should know that it's bad. It's not, you're not getting all the information down here of what's really happening up there. And Senator DeMoose has put out an invite for any candidate, any political person, elected official that wants a personal tour to reach out to him. And I was one of the first to jump on that offer, and I'll be speaking with him on Monday, trying to get a time to go up and take a tour of his neighborhood, his community, and drop off fuel cards and some of the resources that we've collected. But what I'd like to do is ask everyone down here who sleeps comfortably in your bed, who gets up and goes to work, and your children go to school, and you get the beauty of a heater at night, to pitch in one way or the other. If you can't get something to me, I'll come to you and I'll pick it up. But our goal is to make a few trips up north and show them that we are thinking about them, that they are part of this family that we call Michigan. And we have to step up. We have a $2.15 billion rainy day fund. It's raining up north, and we need to use it, and we're not. So we have to rely on the people to come together and take care of each other. And I'm perfectly okay with that, because we, the people, are stronger than we realize. And I hate that people like Vanessa and her community are struggling and hurting, and they're calling out for help, and they're not getting what they need. So if we can help facilitate that in any way, we're here to do just that.
And finally, is there anything else you'd like to say?
I would like the people down here to do more. I mean, even if they want to give $5 to someone up there is 1.5 gallons of gas. That gas is used in the generator to provide heat for a family. It puts 1.5 gallons of gas in their car so they can get to town. I also want to say thank you to the linemen, to the National Guard, to the people that have gone up and helped already. The churches, the schools, the restaurants that opened their doors for heating stations, the places that are making food for strangers to come in and eat. I want to thank you for doing that for these people, because they need it. We, the people of Lower Michigan, we need to step up. There's always something we can do. And like Vanessa said, this is not a Republican or Democrat issue. This is an American issue. And we have to step up and do more. And I challenge you to give something to these families, these single moms, these single dads, these infant children, these middle schoolers that are freezing and hungry. Help them one way or the other. And you'll feel good about yourself for doing it. It's always a great feeling when you help someone else. Yeah, thank you. Hey Michigan, Anthony Hudson here, candidate for governor in 2026. And right now, for all of you in Northern Michigan and the UP, our hearts and our love and our prayers go out to you in your time of need. I understand it's cold. I understand it's dark. I understand you're running out of food and you're running out of gas, and generators are working overtime to help you, while your governor is getting on a plane heading to Washington, D.C., and then next week she'll be basking in the sun in Miami, because her goal is to not represent you or worry about you. It's about building her platform so she could run for president in 2028. And I'm sitting here heartbroken because of everything that you're going through, and there's nothing I can do. My heart goes out to you. I hope that each and every one of you are okay. And during this time of your need, she's traveling, not being here protecting you and helping you. That is the job of your governor, to be here in Michigan, not everywhere else. We have to stop seeding these storms. We have to stop manipulating the weather patterns. We have to stop and cancel the chemtrails. We have to let Mother Nature do her thing and stop building these massive storms that hurt us. I'm asking for your support in this governor's race because I bring change. I bring the power back to the people. I support you, and I want to be a servant of the people. And I promise you, this won't be fake when I'm sitting in Lansing. We will stop every single agenda that is hurting the people of Michigan. And furthermore, we will recognize the UP as part of our family because they are part of Michigan. They deserve to be respected and acknowledged. I'm going to show you some videos of what it looks like up there. And if there's any way that you can help or send money up there to help those people, send them some gas or some food, by all means, please do it. Because we, as Michiganders, need to stand together and help each other. Because that's what God would want us to do. Hey Michigan, I'm Anthony Hudson and I'm running for governor in 2026, and I gotta confess that I'm a little frustrated with my own Republican Party. It just seems like if you are everything that they're asking for in a candidate, being grassroots, understanding the morals of the Republican Party, fighting for the greater good, being a conservative, wanting to cut taxes, wanting to promote local control. When you do those things, they aggressively attack you. And when there are other agendas like eliminating property taxes, and you go out of your way to try and help those organizations to be successful with ballot initiatives or showing your support, people want to go against you, no matter what. I'm learning the hard way that you can't please everyone, but that's okay. People have the right to say what they want to say, and they have the right to do what they want to do. I'm going to continue to push the envelope. I'm going to continue to go on the offensive. I'm going to continue to go against the grain and come up with better ideas to govern the people of Michigan. We need better. We need change, because Michigan is broken, and I can fix it. But we're going to have to do better as a society. We're going to have to learn to get along. We're going to have to learn to understand that there are bigger enemies out there than each other. And until the Republican Party can figure that out, they are going to struggle. And I don't have a problem calling out those of you who are in the Republican Party who are attacking, being disrespectful, and basically chastising everything that I do. You know who you are. But you're not going to stop me. I am going to push forward. And I'm going to continue to be what the people of Michigan need me to be. And that's a servant to them. If you don't like it, so what? I'm running for governor because I believe in the change that I want to bring to this state. And I believe it will make your life better for it. So keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
I was laying in bed with my
I'm not giving you
children.
permission to record me.
No,
I'm not giving you permission.
I'll just record your mouth. I was laying in bed with my children, and your bathroom started flooding. So your response is,
You rented the room. It's your bathroom, ma'am.
no, it's not. I
You're
don't.
responsible for that room.
No,
For
I'm
any
not.
damages. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Stop being an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
And start thinking with your mind, okay? Stop being a Democrat, a dumb Democrat,
Oh, okay.
and go to your room, pack your stuff, and leave.
I haven't caused.
Stupid answer. You're an idiot.
Do you own this hotel?
Yeah, it's family owned. Get your stuff and get out.
I will not pay for a cent.
Okay, you're all set, then leave. If you think I'm not going to charge you, then leave. I'm charging you.
For what?
For rent and for damages, any damages. I asked you to shut the water, you refused.
I didn't refuse. I said, how do I do that?
I also
If the
told
bathroom
you that.
is
You
flooded.
idiot. I also told you that, you idiot. Didn't I tell you that? When you get the police report, you'll come to your senses.
Have you always been like this?
Leave. It's better for you, dumbass. Leave.